This video was brought to you by Gamersgate.com. Download games anytime, anywhere. Skip it up and that up. I've never been more confused and conflicted on how I feel than how I feel about the SteamOS that Valve is releasing. Now, what SteamOS is, it's a free operating system Valve is creating that when you put it on any gaming-capable PC, okay, the keyword is gaming capable. You can't take an 8-year-old Dell and start playing Resident Evil 6 on it. It's going to turn that PC into a gaming console. Okay, it's a Linux-based operating system, and it's going to be based around Steam. It's going to be for gaming and only for gaming mostly. Here are some of the features that SteamOS is going to have. It's going to have, they said, significant performance increases. They're going to try to cut out all the fat that comes with graphics card drivers for both NVIDIA and AMD, and they're going to say it's going to have less latency. It's going to be easier for developers to really dig into the hardware. That's one of the biggest complaints that developers have when they make games for PC, is that the drivers really seem to get in the way of them really utilizing the hardware. So they can't really make their games reach the full potential on computer hardware, whether it be the graphics card or processors, because drivers and other software issues get in the way. And Valve is saying that SteamOS is going to help alleviate that, and developers are going to be able to take advantage of hardware. And it also means that more anemic hardware is going to be able to handle more intense games. So your slightly dated graphics card may not feel as dated if you play a game through SteamOS, which could be a very good thing. There's also saying that developers can directly interact with their customers via SteamOS, which I don't really know why that's an obstacle now, or why Valve hasn't made it easier for developers to interact with customers with Steam on the PC. I don't really see why SteamOS would make that so much easier. But maybe there's something they didn't mention and I'm missing. So they're saying that SteamOS is going to make it easier for maybe Capcom, for example, to interact with their customers. And if there's an issue, they could talk to them directly. If the game's not running properly, they could talk to them directly. I don't know. Don't really see how SteamOS is going to help that, but whatever. There's also going to be parental controls incorporated into SteamOS so your kids can't play M-rated games. They're going to have all your favorite TV apps like Netflix. They didn't say Netflix, but I'm sure they're going to have like Netflix, Hulu, all that stuff. So it's basically going to, like I said, turn your gaming PC into a high-end gaming console. And they're going to supposedly trim out all the fat because SteamOS is going to be Linux-based and it's going to be very streamlined. Okay, I'm scratching the back of my bald head with this one because I'm up in the air about how I feel about SteamOS. Because here's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make PC gaming more accessible. They're trying to make it like console gaming. Because let's face it, the reason that most people or a lot of people game on consoles is because you plop it on under your home theater system or under your TV, you press a button and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about getting a new NVIDIA driver every week or an AMD driver for your AMD graphics card and dealing with bullshit, okay? PC gaming has become much easier, but PC guys, you got to agree with me. There is more headaches than there are on consoles. Not as much as there used to be, but they're still there. And this is what they're trying to alleviate with SteamOS. But the thing is, the general consumer, here's the reality of the general consumer. Is PC gaming a hell of a lot cheaper than it used to be, even to build the hardware? Absolutely. But that's the key thing, building the hardware. The general masses who game on consoles, they don't want to hear shit about putting together their own PC. And if you don't put together your own PC and you want to either get a gaming laptop or get a gaming desktop that's pre-built, you're going to be looking at a shit ton of money for like an overpriced and underperforming Alienware machine. So where does SteamOS fit in with that? Because think about a guy, you have Tom, the beer shotgunning, buys a 6-pack of Ice House for $2 and is hungover for 3 days, who only plays Call of Duty and Madden. What does he think about it? Is he going to go for a pre-built Alienware PC for $1,000 and install SteamOS on it? No, he's not going to want to be bothered. he's going to go out and buy a $400 PS4. So I understand they're trying to make their platform more accessible, but the market they're trying to go for, it isn't going to appeal to, because in their eyes, it's extra work still, and it's going to be more expensive. Now, if Valve announces the Steam box, and this is going to be their operating system on it, that's going to be pretty sick. And if they're going to give people the option, hey, you know, SteamOS is free. If you want to make your own PC and put SteamOS on it, you can. That's a different story. That I could see working out. And as long as the Steam box is affordable and SteamOS is really slick and streamlined, that could work. You know, I mean, if the Steam box is like, I would say $400 to $600, anything higher than that would be pushing it. If they could keep it in that price range and the SteamOS ends up being a really slick operating system, that would be a win all around. Okay, that would be a win all around. I'm also interested to see too how many, I mean, they said a crap ton of AAA third-party developers are working with SteamOS. They didn't really name anybody though, which is like, you know, I could say that, you know, I produce music. I could say that, oh, I have a bunch of, you know, platinum selling artists working with me. Okay, call me out on bullshit. Who am I working with? Who are you working with, Valve? How many major third-party developers are developing for SteamOS as we speak right now? They should have named a couple people, or what they should have did is like what Sony and Microsoft do when they talk about their consoles or their software or whatever. They have developers come out on stage and say, hey, we believe in this product for this reason, and this is awesome, and, you know, we're going to brown nose Gabe Newell. They should have done the same thing. It would have made SteamOS more appealing that way if third-party developers are actually on stage talking about the products they're making for Valve's new platform. So the final verdict on how I feel about SteamOS, I need to see it in action. I need to see Valve explain it better. I need to see where they want to go with it. I want to see what third-party developers are actually supporting it. Because if Valve isn't coming out with their own hardware, even though I know there's been rumors all over the place about it, we'll find out this week, maybe even tomorrow. I just don't know where SteamOS is going to find a home, because the general, even a hardcore game, there's a lot of hardcore gamers out there, guys, you know, that aren't tech heads, and that's where they're trying to go for the non-tech head consumer with SteamOS. But those guys, those consumers, don't want to deal with either building their own hardware or installing crap to get SteamOS to work, which I'm sure won't be a challenge. But listen, I used to work for Hewlett Packard, and I remember there was a doctor who was looking for a laptop, and he couldn't even power one on. That's the general consumer. Yeah, I know it's depressing, but it's true. And SteamOS is not for those guys. It just isn't, and that's who Valve is trying to appeal to. But anyway, I just rambled again. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.